for where we're going. How to achieve what you want. How to achieve what you want. For those who are just joining and logging on, my name is Rich Williams. I'm the Chief Coach for Momentum Coaching. At Momentum Coaching, is our desire to give information to sales professionals. As a matter of fact, we believe that education plus application makes all the difference in the world. It doesn't make sense to us to get information and then not act on that information. We're going to give you some information over the next 30 minutes that hopefully you can act on. Hopefully you can take this information, you can apply it to your business. You can maybe even apply this information to your personal lives. How to achieve what you want. Achieve, as I started to say, the word achieve means to successfully bring about or reach a desired objective, level, or result. By effort, skill, or courage, to successfully bring about or reach a desired objective, level, or result by effort, skill, or courage. When I do training with real estate agents, as an example, oftentimes agents aren't that skilled. They don't invest that much time into growing their skill set. You know, if you're a real estate sales professional and you're on this call, or if you're a sales professional in general and you're watching this Facebook Live or you're watching a rebroadcast of this webinar, I want you to go back to your office and I want you to find at least 2 or 3 sales professionals and ask them, hey, how much time do you spend learning a new script or a new technique each week? And you'll find that about 70 to 80%, maybe sometimes higher, 70% of the sales professionals do not invest 10, 15, 20 minutes or so a week into sharpening their skills. Achieving what you want, getting at a desired level of the desired objective level or result, it's by our effort of courage and our skill set. Skill makes the difference. Skill makes the difference. Well, so who am I? Again, I'm Rich Williams. I've been in real estate for over 15 years. I was recognized as the top producer consecutively in my career, business owner and founder of Momentum Coaching. I've trained, motivated, and coached over 14,000 sales professionals. I'm a graduated Speakers Academy. I was a master trainer with Sweat Hogs. I personally hate the name, but it was a very, very successful real estate training program. I personally have assisted sales professionals to amass over $153 million in production. So what we will know is, a little bit about me. You'll know how to achieve what you want. You'll also know some information about being committed, and then maybe some next steps for you to consider for your increase. Now, I want to do just a quick survey. If you're on this webinar or you're watching this via Facebook or you're watching the broadcast, I want to get an idea where you are. How many of you have taken coaching before? Just think about it. Are there any top producers that's watching this webinar? How many new agents? You've been in real estate maybe a year or less? Comment below, let us know. How many agents in real estate less than 5 years? Comment below, let us know. Interact with us, show us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, like what we are sharing. How many in real estate 5 to 10 years? In real estate, 5 to 10 years. How many of us have been in real estate for 5 to 10 years? And how many in real estate for 10 or 20 years? Anyone who is on this call, anyone who's watching this webinar, maybe via Facebook, you've been in real estate maybe 5 to 10 years or 10 to 20 years. Do us a favor. Let us know. Comment below. How long have you been in real estate? How long have you been in sales? How about this? How many have been in real estate or sales since it's been invented? Right? Since it has been invented. Just a quick survey, just trying to figure out. So listen, comment below. Let us know if you've been in real estate less than a year or less than 5 years, or you've been in real estate 5 to 10 years, or maybe you've been in real estate 10 to 20 years, or maybe you've been in real estate since it has been invented. Comment below. Let us know. So getting what you want, achieving what you want, to me, it requires us to have blind faith. What's blind faith? Blind faith is simply belief without true understanding, perception, or discrimination, to have hope and reliance in, or to have blocked or closed certainty or confidence. You have to trust in someone or something as it relates to your success. You know, you see the picture there of a man climbing a rope, and it reminds me of a story of a gentleman that was climbing a mountainside, and the weather drastically dropped. It changed. And so it got very, very cold. The wind blew, and then it began to get dark. And so here this guy was stranded on the side of the mountain, and he was trying to go down the mountain. So he's hanging there, and he screams out up above. And he says, "Is there anyone up there that can help me?" He paused momentarily. A voice responded, "Yes." "Can you help me now?" The voice said, "Yes." "Let go of the rope." The guy said, "Is there anyone else up there?" The next day, they found this mountain climber frozen to death, clinging to the rope along the side of the mountain. And all he had to do was let go of the rope because he was literally 1 feet above ground. Sometimes you got to have blind faith. You got to trust in someone or something if you're going to be successful and get to the next level in life. So let me ask you this. There are 3 possible categories that we can end up in our sales career. We can go ballistic. In other words, we can see an immediate increase in our business. Hey, how you doing, Carolyn? Thank you for joining us. And I see Ginger is on board as well. Thank you for joining us. 3 groups of success we can have. We can go, our real estate, our sales career can go ballistic, or we can soar, or we can fail. Let me ask you a question. Who decides which group you end up in? I think you got it right. You decide. You decide on whether or not you're going to fail. You decide on whether or not your real estate business is going to soar. And you decide on whether or not your sales career, if you're going to go ballistic or not. Here's a mindset that I have, and I share this with almost every sales professional that I get an opportunity to connect with, and every real estate sales professional that I get an opportunity to connect with. And I say, hey, listen, if you are in real estate, you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. You are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. You got to see that success on that level. The other thing I share with sales professionals in real estate, I say, hey, listen, it's easy to succeed in real estate. It is absolutely easy to succeed in real estate. But watch this. It's hard to fail in real estate. That's a mindset. What's your mindset about your success? Do you see it as your customers come to you frequently and easily? Do you see that you have transaction and you negotiate winning win-win scenarios consistently, or do you see it's always a struggle? It's always an emotional roller coaster working with buyers and sellers. It is totally up to you. How you think matters. How you think matters. But you decide on what group that you end up in. So the question for today is, how do we achieve what we want? Now, whether you're new in real estate or you've been doing real estate a while and you're building a team, etc., it doesn't matter. We all have to go this path. We all have to decide on what we want to achieve. We all have to decide on what we want and how we're going to get there, how we're going to achieve it. And so that's what today is about. Here are the 3 suggestions or 3 ideas that I'm going to present to you. And what you do with these 3 ideas, these 3 suggestions, is totally up to you. But I can tell you from experience, and I've been doing this since 2002, I personally have helped sales professionals amass more than $153 million in sales, that these 3 areas are where sales professionals, I've noticed the sales professionals that are absolutely crushing it in the real estate game, crushing it in the sales arena, they go through these 3 things. And I'm going to share these 3 things with you today. Number 1, you got to decide what you want. You decide what you want. And then the second thing, you have to expand your vision around what you want. And then the third thing that we have to do is we have to make incremental moves every day towards that goal. Let me give you an example. I discovered for me, if I'm going to consistently earn 6 figures in real estate, that means that I need to talk to 5.25 people a day. I'm going to earn a 6-figure salary in real estate. That means I have to position myself to talk to at least 5, have 2-way conversations with at least 5.25 people a day. That's about 25 personal contacts a month, right? That's just for me, 300 face-to-face conversations. with individuals about their desire to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. I'm consistently on the path to earn six figures in real estate. But that's the daily movement that I'm talking about. And I'm skilled at helping sales professionals make daily movement towards their goals of achieving what they want. So deciding what you want, you got to take the first step and decide what you want. I go through an exercise at the beginning of the year. I did it this year where I sat down. I asked myself three questions. Question number one was, what did I do in 2018 that I'm particularly proud of? What did you do in 2018 that you're proud of? The second question to ask is, what happened in 2018? What mistake did I make in 2018 that I learned from? Now, it's not an exercise to focus on what didn't go well. It's an exercise to focus on, okay, I made some mistakes in 2018, but what did I learn from those mistakes? Because I personally believe a mistake isn't a mistake unless you fail to learn from it. What mistakes did I make in 2018 that I've learned from it? The third question is, hey, don't worry if I'm talking too fast. I'm going to rebroadcast this so you can watch it again and again and again. How about that? The third question is, what stories am I telling myself? What stories am I telling myself that's hindering me from seeing and experiencing the kind of success that I want to see and experience? So you got to take the first step, and you have to decide on what you want. Do what you decide. So first of all, you take the first step and you say, you know what, this year I am going to sell 40 homes, whatever the number may be. You put a plan in place. So the next part of deciding what you want, you got to do what you decide. Now, understand this today, that I'm just giving you a broad overview. I'm not giving a lot of detailed steps. We can talk offline later if you would like. You can call or email me. You can email us at momentum100x@gmail. Momentum100x@gmail. And I'll be more than happy to set up some time to talk more about this, but you got to do what you decide. And then you got to track your results. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an area in sales where sales professionals, quite honestly, they don't do a good job of tracking their results. Last year, we were in a business workshop where we were discussing for 2 days how to build an effective team, how to carve out job descriptions and purposes and mission statements for a team. And one of the team members discovered that they thought they had a very competitive, I can't think of the word. Compensation plan for their team. And, I'm not going to give the details of the compensation plan that they had for the team, but when we drilled down and we looked and we started tracking the results, we found out that this competitive compensation plan was actually costing him money per deal as opposed to making money. And it was something like a small number of like $185 per deal. Doesn't seem like much, but if you do 5 or 10 deals a month, that's $1,850. If it's 10 deals a month, that you're potentially leaving on the table. It's costing you money. In a year's time, almost 20 grand, 21 grand of get that is cost. You're not making money. And so but if we're not tracking the results, how do we know? How do we know? The second component of achieving what you want is you have to expand your vision. You have to expand your vision. Next month, a good friend of mine, Robert Dawson, he is the CEO and owner of 360 Your Business. He and I were going to do a webinar together, and we're going to talk about how to crush it. He's a very impressive young man. He was a top digital sales professional for AT&T. He was in the top 3% in the country in digital sales. 3 years ago, he decided I have a vision for expanding my business, and it's not working for AT&T. He was already making a comfortable six-figure salary for AT&T. He stepped out. He launched out by faith and started a company. And his first day in business, he earned more money his first day than the entire month of working for someone else. One day, he hit his financial goals compared to when he was working for someone else. But the point is, you got to expand your vision. You got to see yourself be far beyond where you are today. See, I've discovered that we don't get what we want in life. We get what we expect. We don't get what we want in life. We get what we expect. And quite honestly, A number of people don't expect great things to happen consistently in their lives, let alone in their sales career. Why would you not want to expect great things to happen? You have to expand your vision. You have to expand your vision. You have to sit down and create a vision board. What's a vision board? Some of you may or may not be familiar with a vision board. A vision board is simply you're cutting out pictures, reminders, indicators of where you want to go and what you want to achieve. It's called a vision board. On my vision board, I have a multi-unit community because one of the things as part of our vision is we're going to buy and invest into at least a 30 or 40 unit complex and own it. It's on my vision board. I want to own an exotic vacation home somewhere around the world. But you got to create this vision board because this vision board expands your vision. It gets us thinking. It gets us focused. It gets us excited. So sometimes in sales, we're the windshield. Sometimes in sales, we're the fly, right? It's sometimes there are challenging times in sales. But you got to have a vision board. A vision board reminds you this is where I'm going. Where I'm at isn't my destination. The vision board said this is what your destination looks like. This is where you're going. You know, what is your preferred outcome? And then the third thing about expanding your visions, you have to incorporate your beliefs. You have to incorporate your beliefs into what you are expanding your vision for. I said earlier at the start of this webinar, how we think it really matters. Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. Notice, before you grow rich, you have to think. Henry Ford said thinking is the easiest thing that most men can do, which is the reason why many don't. He also said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. How you think matters. Expand your vision. What's your preferred outcome? Where do you see your real estate career? Well, Rich, I'm working a full-time job and I'm doing real estate part-time. Okay, great. Where at some point, what will it look like? What needs to happen in your business for you to leave the full-time job and step into real estate? Have you written that out? Do you have a plan? Is it on your vision board? Can you visualize yourself in real estate full-time and earning far more money than you could ever earn working for someone else? In 2017, I read a report that the top income earner, the top brain surgeon in Montgomery County, Maryland, the top brain surgeon, she earned $226,000. I was like, man, it's a lot of money. But then I thought, in real estate, you and I, we can earn the same amount of money with less school expenses. But what's your belief about that? Do you believe in you? Do you believe in what you're doing? I'm just getting you to think about where you're going, how you're going to get there. Do you believe it? Have you taken the time to write out what your preferred outcome is? Have you taken time out to discover and have a conversation with and about that outcome? How you think matters. What are your core beliefs? Your beliefs are statements of your values. Your beliefs are a public and a visible declaration of your expected outcome. Your beliefs must be precise and practical. Your beliefs will guide the actions of all involved. Your belief must be positive and inspiring. Your belief. What do you believe about you? What do you believe about where you're going? Do you feel like you qualify? It's powerful. Having positive and inspiring beliefs helps shape and dictates what we do, and what we do creates a lifestyle. It creates what we become. So we literally think, and then we do, and then we become. And ladies and gentlemen, our outcome and our income is grossly determined by what you and I become. Are your beliefs positive, and are they inspiring? Hey, listen, friend, I'm asking some tough questions. The purpose of achieving what you want is we got to take a look at what you really want. You have the behavior in place to get it. Are you making daily movement towards it? That vision that you have, the goals that you've set, the aspirations that's in your heart, are you making movement towards it? Now listen, this isn't to have you feel bad and leave this and like, man, I feel worse after being on this webinar than before. My goal is to inspire you. My goal is to get you thinking about the greatness that's already on the inside of you. Every sales professional that I have an opportunity to work with, they have what I call latent potential. Latent potential. Latent is dormant potential. It's on the inside of you. Right now, friend, you have the ability to hit the highest level possible beyond your imagination in sales. You got that right now. But if you don't believe it, and if you don't see it, and if you don't take daily movement towards it, it will never manifest. You'll never see the reality of it. Friend, I'm telling you, I believe in you. I'm passionate about doing what I do because for me, it's more than money. Sure, we have programs that you pay for. Sure, there's coaching opportunities that you pay for. But for me, it's more than money. I'm talking about lives. Every time I connect with a sales professional, I'm influencing and impacting their family. Maybe I'm part of helping that individual create a legacy. It's far beyond me and them. All of the people that's connected to them and the people that they will meet, we're part of that. But I'm telling you, friend, you got to take daily movement towards it. You have to have movement towards what you desire, what you believe as relates to your sales career. You got to have accountability partner. Accountability is the glue that keeps us to our commitment. I said accountability is the glue that keeps us to our commitment. So find an accountability partner. It could be the manager in your home. It could be the agent sitting next to you in the cubicle. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. But be willing to be held accountable. We do income producing coaching, and one of our coaching programs we recently rolled out, it's called the First 100 Days. And when we were creating the program, we were looking at a cost for the program. It was like $1,000 program. I said, man, I can't do that. I don't want people to look at $1,000 and say, no, I can't invest in that. And then we made it reasonable. It's $597 for over 30 hours of coaching, 100 days of weekly interaction, weekly phone calls, weekly Zoom calls, skill building, expanding your businesses, working in your business, how to work on your business, how to manage your money, how to invest, how to go to the next level. But if you don't have an accountability partner, it's going to be challenging and it'll take you longer to get there. And then the final thing about daily movement, you have to be consistent. Listen, small progress is better than no progress at all. Small progress is better than no progress at all. Small progress is better than no progress at all. 1% increase every day. Listen, if you did 1% increase in your business in 100 days, you'll have 100% increase. If you have an accountability partner and if you're consistent, you can't try to make phone calls or prospect Monday through Friday. You can't try to do it once or twice and say, oh man, this doesn't work. In November, I made 1,105 phone calls, and within 90 days, $2 million showed up in inventory from one event of making phone calls. It's not a coincidence. Now, you may have other methods. Phone calls is good for me. You may have other methods of moving your business forward. The thing I want you to understand is that you got to be every day, you got to do something to move towards that goal. If my goal is to save $1,000 in 6 months, I'm going to take $1,000. I'm going to divide it by the number of days that are in the number of days that are in 6 months. And then every day I want to put that dollar amount into a savings account in 6 months. Boom, I'm going to hit $1,000. But if I go 30 days and don't put anything in the savings account, now I've delayed my goal and my success. Does that make sense? But you have to be consistent. You can't do it once and say, oh, that doesn't work. You got to do it consistently. You got to do it for at least 21 days. Do it for at least 21 days. You got to have daily movement. So you decide what you want and then do what you decide. Then you expand your vision. You create a vision board. You investigate your core beliefs and your values. What do you really believe about yourself? What are stories you're telling yourself that's hindering your success? Are you telling yourself these buyers are liars? Are you telling yourself that sellers are difficult to work with? These are stories that we tell ourselves, sales professionals, we tell ourselves, and it hinders the success. Stop telling yourself that story. Right now, we're working on an affirmation CD. I'm loving it. And I've already reached out to our producer. I'm going to be in the studio in a couple of weeks, and we're going to work on an affirmation. And I'm telling you, I got affirmations, positive phrases and statements for sales professionals in every area of life. I'm going to partner with my good friend, Evelina Dawson. She is the co-founder, and she's a co-founder of Affirmed Women. And she is absolutely awesome, and she's committed to affirming women. And so we're going to put things together, an affirmation CD for women and for men and for sales professionals. But that self-talk, if it isn't self-talk that's affirming us, it's self-talk that's destroying us. You know, the strategy in warfare isn't to stop you. Our main strategy in warfare, the enemy's number one strategy in warfare is not to stop you, but the strategy is to stop where you're going. And you don't want to be the enemy that's inside of me. You don't want to be your own enemy. But you got to expand your vision. You got to make movement every day towards getting what you want. You got to have commitment. Commitment separates doers from talkers. Listen, don't talk about it, be about it. Whenever I think commitment, I think breakfast. There's breakfast, there's involvement, and then there's commitment. The chicken's involved in your breakfast. The pig, he's committed. Bacon, he's committed. The chicken is involved. Be committed. Look at how you spend your time. Are you really committed to, or do you just say you are? Practice the Thomas Edison method. Make your plans public. You might be more committed to follow through. Say out loud. Post it on Facebook. Post it on Instagram. You know, I posted on Instagram this morning that we are on a mission to help 50 families. I send out an email to about 40 people that I know. Say, hey, listen, man, we're on a mission to help 50 families this year in real estate. Here's how you can help us. Put it out there. Put your mission out there. Share your mission with other people. Part of commitment is, are you coachable? Do you have someone or something, or you subscribe to a training event where you're being mentored and moving towards your goals? And do you have some type of weekly skill development regimen in place? You know, one aspect of coaching is to provide education, motivation, and support so that we hit our potential 100%. The coach's job is to encourage, train someone to accomplish a goal or a task. Hey, friend, listen, I'm so excited that you took these 30 minutes to spend with us on this call today on how to achieve what you want. I do trust that you found this information helpful. And again, if you have friends or coworkers or other sales professionals that you believe would benefit from this message, do me a favor, share it. Share this information. I appreciate everyone that joined us on Facebook. I appreciate you joining us on Facebook. I appreciate those that have logged in on the webinar to join us via webinar. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're talking about achieving what you want. So if you got friends in the office or family members that weren't available today, next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're doing it again. This is Rich Williams from Momentum Coaching, and at Momentum Coaching, it's our desire, and we're on a mission, and we understand that education plus application makes all the difference in the world. Hey, friend, let's get started.